Now, from the Three Rivers Casino Resort Sports Desk, KEZI 9 Sports with Cameron Derby.
The Ducks putting on a display of domination at the Fiesta Bowl, a 45-6 win that sends out an historic Oregon class. And to talk about that class a little bit more, I want to bring in KEZI 9 sports reporter Nick Orsini from Arizona. This coverage sponsored by Abby's Legendary Pizza. Nick was in the building tonight. Nick, thanks for joining us again. It's really hard to put into words how special this class was to this program and to the city of Eugene. But if you could try a little bit, I'm sure the Ducks fans at home would love it.
Yeah, I think for Bo Nix to go out the way that he wanted to go out, he's played 61 career college football games. That's a lot and may not ever be touched. But he went out, he threw 5 touchdowns. He was a big spark. Dan Lanning finishes his second year kind of with Bo, so it's kind of a little bit to the end of this chapter, this era for Oregon football. But I think they're trending in the right direction. It was the Holiday Bowl last year, a Fiesta Bowl win here. So when you look at Dan for a 22-5 record, he's trending in the right direction. And we know that college football is changing. The landscape is changing. There's going to be 12 teams. There's actually a possibility that the Ducks may host a playoff game next year at Autzen Stadium in December. It's never happened before, at least to my knowledge. So for the Ducks to go out the way that they did here, a 12-2 record, it's only the 6th time in program history an Oregon team has won 12 games. It's really important for them. And to send guys off like Bo Nix, Bucky Irving, and all the guys who opted out were here. Troy Franklin was here. Kyrie Jackson was here. Jackson Powers Johnson was here. That just kind of speaks to the culture that Dan has brought here. But you know better than I do, Cam, that he's going to try to recharge and get ready for this offseason or preseason, as Dan will call it, because we know in 4 short months that spring game is going to be here.
Yeah, Nick, the college football world that you mentioned continues to change. Whenever college football, the season comes to an end, we're automatically looking at the next one. They call it the way too early look, right? Oregon football transitions to the Big Ten now. Give us some quick hits on what the Ducks of 2024 look like.
Well, you've already seen what that coaching staff has done. They've got Dylan Gabriel, the transfer from Oklahoma. They got Dante Moore coming over from UCLA. So you get a 2-headed monster at quarterback. You'll definitely see Dante Moore. You will see running backs come back, you know, assuming nobody hits the transfer portal. A good core group of receivers. Tez Johnson may come back. Trayshawn Holden may come back. Gary Bryant, you never know. An offensive line that could return a lot of people, still undecided. A linebacking core that's really good, assuming Jeffrey Bassa comes back. He didn't say anything after this game. And, you know, you've seen their schedule. They got 7 home games now that they got rid of that Texas Tech game. And, you know, I think for them, they're trending in the right direction. And again, when you look at the college football landscape, it's going to be really good for Duck fans to see that you don't necessarily have to go undefeated. You could lose a game. You could lose 2 games technically and still have a really good chance. And again, with Dan doing what he's doing in the recruiting train, I think this team will be just fine. So we will see them at the end of April for that spring game. But until then, signing off from State Farm Stadium with coverage sponsored by Abby's Legendary Pizza, I'm Nick Orsini, KEZI 9 Sports.